Hi guys, I'm working on a 2000 Nissan Frontier. It's a manual transmission 4x4, and I'm working on the reverse light switch. It's located right over there, in there. I already took them out. What's happening is that I don't have reverse lights, and like many of you guys are experiencing a problem with no reverse lights. This is your switch right here. This is a new switch. My old one, I already discarded it, but my old one wasn't the culprit. The problem here is inside the transmission. There's a lever that pushes this right here inside, but I believe it was broken or worn out. So what I come up with an idea. This is another one. You have to have more than one switch because you're gonna make a you're gonna modify your switch. So this one I modified, but I took a lot of this part right here. And what ended up happening is ended up breaking off. It worked. I put it on, and but when I go ahead and tighten it, it break off right at the edge. So what I did next on this one, you can see this one is a different brand, so it might probably be a different length. This one is around 8 millimeters, and this one right here is left with let's say around here 12.83 millimeters. That's just an reference numbers. But what you want to do, you want to go ahead and take out some of the material here from the bottom of your sensor right here. What you want to do, you want to go the same. You're going to leave the same thickness, if possible, or your switch thread. So you want to go straight down and just file the excess out and try to leave it strong on the bottom. You're not going to take much, probably let's say 1 millimeter at a time. You want to take 1 millimeter at a time. Let's see here if I can show you with my caliper. Around that much first. If I can focus right there, around that much. Take that out first, and if it doesn't work, then try again. What you're gonna use is you're gonna use something like that, a tool like this one, to do it by hand manually. You don't want to use a machine or a grinder, because you will go farther than what you need. Like I said, be careful not to go too much and inside the sensor thread. Try to leave the thickness same of the thread out in the on the sensor. And I didn't go all the way close against the sensor wall, I would say. So that will get rid of your problem. It will get your lights working again, your reverse lights. Remove this over here on the top. It's a lot easier to get to it. There's a backup sensor. It's mounted back over here on that side right there, so it's a lot easier to get to it this way. This is 2000 the Nissan Frontier. It's a 3.3, I believe. Please correct me if I'm wrong. It's a B6, but this should work for most of the trucks that have the same problem, where your switch is working good but it's not engaging all the way in due to a malfunction in the transmission or something worn out metal inside. Right guys, here I have it installed. It's just temporary install. Have already connected the sensor back over there. I installed the shifter, I put the key forward and I put it on reverse. And let's check if our lights are lit up or not. Alright, we have lights. We have reverse lights. Both lights are lit. So it seems to work. It's working. See the light in there? That's what we want. So I was 50-50, you know. I didn't know if it was going to work or not. So definitely one thing, since you reduce the thread, not the outside of the sensor, but the thread that goes inside the engine. So you don't want to. You just have to go gentle on it. What I'm gonna go do now that I have, now that I know that it's working, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna put some Loctite on it, and that should help not to come undone. Remember, now you have less thread actually on the wall of the transmission holding the sensor, so you don't want to go over tighten it and then damage your thread on the actual transmission. I just went just a little bit and it's working. Some people wired in their backup lights rewired, and actually what it does is just a switch. Those two wires touch once you're going reverse. So you can also grab those two wires and bring it up here, somewhere here, and just put a toggle switch. Every time you're gonna go in reverse, you toggle up and it'll make contact and your lights will lit up. That's another way, another convenient way to do it, but this way worked. Right, one more thing about the switch, you don't want to go ahead and tighten it too much. You just get it where it stops and then probably half a turn more, because otherwise it will break off and then you're going to be having a little bit of trouble getting that thread out. On mine, what I did, I put some Loctite on it, but you want to try it first and see if it's going to fit, if it's going to work. For example, mine, I'm going to show you the mirror is working. Right there. Reverse. 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 So it's working. Like I said, be careful when you're doing it. You definitely want to have more than one ignition reverse light switch, because you're going to be modifying that switch, and if it doesn't fit the correct way that you want it and you end up breaking it or something, then you have another one on hand. On my case, I only needed 2, but it could be the scenario where you're going to need 3, including the one original from the vehicle. And the good way to know if that original switch is working, once you get it out of the transmission, you can get it out, have it connected back into its plug, and then just have the switch forward and depress that switch. If it lights up after you're depressing it, while you're pressing that button on the switch, then you know your switch is good as well. That's what happened to me before. I replaced it with an aftermarket, and I thought the switch original was bad until I noticed that it didn't happen and didn't change anything. So there you have it, guys. Hope this one helps you guys.